it should be quiet and then I start, but it's not going to get quiet, so the mic was a good idea, huh? Anyway, hi everybody. This is so weird because I was so afraid that nobody would come. I probably wouldn't come to see myself, so I really appreciate you all taking an hour out of your day. Hey, I'm over myself, you know? My name is Pamela to the B, and I don't actually cook. I really don't cook much at all. When I told some friends that I was doing a cooking demo, they were like, but do you cook? And I was like, well, no, not really, but I do some things. I know how to do enough so I don't starve. But I was asked to do this yesterday. So just so you all know, I was asked to do this yesterday, and I have never done a cooking demo in my life. However, I do TV, so they figured I would somehow be able to cobble something together. So I was asked to come and do this. I guess it's partly an honor thing. My main claim to fame is that I actually co-founded this event. So I'm no longer an organizer, mercifully. It's a lot of work to organize an event like this. But I'm still sort of an ambassador for the event, and I'm also an exhibitor. So when we're done here, definitely stop by the Plant Kind booth or the Live the Smart Way booth, which are side by side, and I work for both. So I'll look forward to seeing some of you there. So what I'm going to make today is one of my favorite things to make and take and share with other people. Vegans tend to do a lot of potlucks. And these are a really, really good potluck thing to take because they're individual and they're yummy and pretty much everyone loves them. And you can easily make them gluten-free and nut-free, and you can accommodate all the allergies with them. So that's pretty great. So what I'm going to make is mango summer rolls, and they're pretty straightforward. I haven't made any to show you, but that's because we're going to make a whole bunch of them, and then we're going to eat them. So normally what I would start out doing is making the peanut dipping sauce that goes with the summer rolls. And I start because by the time I'm done making the summer rolls, I'm starving. And I don't want to wait to make a dipping sauce because normally I've forgotten. So I normally start by making the dipping sauce. And just so you guys know, I've made a real, before I came, I made like a fancy gluten-free, organic, blah, blah, blah version. But the version that I'm going to make today is the super simplified version because it doesn't have to be complicated. It could be. I mean, you can add different herbs, you can add lime juice and garlic and all kinds of stuff. But when I'm in a hurry, I didn't think to open this. Oh, I got it. It's good. Thanks, Louise. I try to start out with, I just do like a big scoop of peanut butter. And then a squirt of hoisin sauce. About half of the amount that you put into the, oh, I didn't, I thought I used it already. About half of the peanut butter amount. I don't measure, that takes time. And a little bit of water. Your water won't be in a box, so it should be easier. And then I just whisk the crap out of it. And eventually it becomes nice and smooth. And, oh, sometimes I also add, if I'm not feeding children, I'll also add some hot pepper flakes. These are fair trade hot pepper flakes. And I do get it all over the counter, just as I'm doing here. So these are a brand that I really like. It's a fair trade hot pepper flake company. They make a whole bunch of different spices. So I put in too much water because it was from a box. So I would just add some more peanut butter. And you just keep doing it until it gets about the consistency that you want. And it looks edible. So super simple. Again, you can complicate it if you'd like. You can use peanut butter and then organic tamari and fresh minced garlic. I use garlic powder. You can add lime juice and all kinds of different herbs. But if you need to get it done and you need to get it done fast, that will do it. And it's pretty delicious. The hoisin sauce has the advantage of already having sugar in it to sweeten it a little bit. If you're going to do your fancy pants version, you might need to add some agave nectar or some organic sugar. Or if you don't like sugar, then don't add any, but I like sugar, so I add some. So the sauce is out of the way so that I know that when I'm finished with making my summer rolls, I can eat right away and I don't have to wait, and that makes me happy. So what I normally do is, this is boiling water, so I'm probably going to have to put some of my box water in here as well. What I do is I start out by putting some water, very hot water, in a bowl, and I use these noodles to form the basis of the summer rolls. And these are vermicelli noodles. You can get them that are made out of rice, or these ones are actually made out of mung beans. And I actually prefer these ones, although they're a little harder to find. So if you want to keep it simple, just go with the rice vermicelli. These are made out of mung beans, and they have like a nice slippery sort of, like, look at this, right? I love that. It's like slippery in your mouth, and it's really awesome. So anyway, you'll see. My mother-in-law doubts that they would actually taste good.
No, they probably taste like
It's just, I don't know, I love it. So I put some very, very hot water in the bowl, and I drop these in, and just kind of stir it around a bit because you want to break up the noodles. And then I leave that. And then normally what I would do at this point is I would come and I would prep the veggies. I did it before I came. So what I would do, yeah, exactly. I'm not going to try to prep veggies in front of a bunch of people. That could get ugly. So what I do is my favorite things to put in it are lettuce, mango, and carrots. I used to get fancy, and I used to have like basil leaves and cilantro and mint, and I found it so hard to just like have fresh versions of those exactly when I wanted them, because then you're also trying to time it with the mango being ripe. You know, have you ever tried to like figure out when a mango's going to be ripe and like plan your meals around it? It's a nightmare. So when the mango's ripe, I buy the mango and I make the rolls, and if there's no mint or whatever, then that's just too bad. So I was hoping that I could get somebody to volunteer and come up and help with preparing. And I have a designated volunteer who I'm going to call on if nobody volunteers. But it'd be really fun. Pete? All right, Pete, come on up, Pete. So this is Pete, everybody. And he is a jazz musician. So one thing that I do love doing, despite being extremely lazy in the kitchen, is I love peeling. I love peeling things. So I have this like, do you ever peel things, Pete? Yeah, put on those gloves, good idea. Yeah, he was in the same kitchen thing. No, he wasn't. This is like a I don't know, masochist. So, do you know have you peeled a mango before? So Pete's gonna peel this mango. And I used to, okay, first of all, I just want to say, you can use those big mangoes that sort of turn red, but they suck. They're terrible. And everybody buys them because they're big and they look really nice, but they taste crappy and they never actually get ripe. So I strongly, strongly recommend buying these much smaller mangoes. And do you know how to pronounce it? I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's like a tofu mango or something, and you can get them at most stores, and they taste so amazing. They're the good ones. So if you have found your experience with mangoes in the past to be disappointing, that's because you bought the bad ones. So highly recommend it. So Pete's here going at the mango, like really going at it. So we usually peel it because. Otherwise you're like trying to cut it and then peel it off after, and that's just no good. So the other thing that took me a while to figure out was how to cut it properly. Because I'm like, cutting down the middle, and there's this big, there's a big pit in them. So So what I found works best is you put it like this so that it's like head to, or vertical I guess, not head to toe. And you go down one side, you get a nice big piece of it, and then you go down the other side. And then there's like sometimes like a little piece or two you can get off these sides here. But that's how you maximize the mango. So then I cut them into these thin strips, which it looks like it's just one big piece of mango right now, but it's actually a bunch of thin strips. So let's move this mess off of here. I didn't have the foresight to think about that. Does anyone want some mango? Or wait, we can wait till after. I just don't want to throw it out. I don't like to waste. So next up, Pete, I'd like you to peel this carrot. Now, you don't have to get fancy and spiralize your carrots, but that's one thing that I will get fancy about, although I have to admit I usually do the peeling because I love peeling, and then I ask my husband to spiralize the carrot. Because it's hard on your arm. But anyway, it really, because the rice wraps that you put it in are essentially opaque, you can actually see what's inside them, so it looks kind of cool. He is fast. So I'm going to show you how to spiralize a carrot. Have you ever done that? Pete? No? Okay. So we're going to take a piece of the carrot, we're going to carefully go over here, step over the, now, spiralizers used to be one of those things that you couldn't get everywhere. It was like super fancy, like, you know, but now you can get them almost anywhere, including Winners. So Pete's going to spiralize a carrot to show you how it's done. Not that he knows how it's done, but he will know in a minute. So basically you just turn it. So this particular spiralizer, it's okay. It'll be okay. She sees it turning and she's like, oh no, just keep going, Pete. Yeah, you gotta push hard. It's a good arm exercise. So that's why I make my husband do it. So it really is worth that extra little step to have it look this pretty. Like, it's so cute. And usually I'll do like a bunch of extra and then have it for my salads for the week. So that's how that works. Oh, good work, see? Give it up for Kate. Excellent, that's some great work. All right, there's no garbage, eh? Didn't even think of that. Is there a plate?
Plate? Oh, here.
So I'm pretty sure, oh, here, we'll just put it on. Oh, yeah, it's already touched it. Nobody's going to want to use this plate now, right? Thanks, Steve. Stay up here, though.
Okay.
All right, so by now, you know, I've prepped all my veggies. I'm pretty sure I don't have to show anyone how to cut up lettuce. I think everybody knows how to do that. I usually use romaine because that's usually what we have. Sometimes it can look really cool to use like a red lettuce or, you know, something else because, you know, like I said, it's see-through. So if you want it to be super colorful, then that looks great. My husband doesn't like red lettuce. He says it's too dirty, like it's hard to get clean, but I like it. So maybe I just like dirt. So we have everything all set up. Because I like to have everything right in front of me. I don't want to be like going to the fridge in the middle of things. So I buy these rice paper rolls, or wraps, sorry. You can get them anywhere really. They're at Loblaws, they're at Independent, they're at TNT. I think they're at Farm Boy. Don't get smaller than this because it's a nightmare to roll them up. I have tried. I was like, oh, it'd be really cute to have little ones. And it wasn't cute. It was a pain in the butt. So I would highly recommend round, and also I highly recommend round ones. So I bought the square ones too, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's square. Well, all the edges just get in the way. And so I mean, when you're eating this, you want to eat the veggies and the mango and the sauce. You don't want to have a whole bunch of like slippery, rubbery rice floating around in your mouth. So I highly recommend this size. It's like what do you say, 8-10 inches, something like that? Yeah, this is the size you want. So, how's that? Okay. So, then I have this pie plate, and I always try to have something like this, and I fill it with hot water. And what you need to do then is you take your rice wrap and you submerge it in the super, super, super hot water for like 5 seconds max. You don't want to do it longer than that. And it seems like, oh Pamela, it's still very firm. How are you going to work with that? Well, give it a minute. It's going to keep cooking the rice wrap. So, set it down on my cutting board. Kind of right in the middle. Sometimes, if you have enough foresight to put one edge slightly over the edge, that's a good idea. I remind myself of that after every one that I roll and then promptly forget to do it. But it can help. So I take a small handful of the noodles. I'll get you to do the next one, don't worry. I know, he's like, what about me? A little bit of lettuce. And you want to work quickly. I'll explain why in a minute. I don't want to be distracted and have what I'm going to tell you about happen to me. A little bit of mango. I usually use 2 pieces. Some carrot. So this is what it looks like. You sort of put it like 2/3 of the way up. You don't want it to be right in the middle, but like closer to you. And then I take the edge that's closest to me, very carefully pull it over the ingredients. And then I fold in the side edges, pulling it as tight as you can without breaking the rolls, and then roll it up. So we have our rice roll. Woo! So, oh, and I'm going to put them all on this platter here. So I've had times where I do my little submersion trick with the rice paper wrap, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to go check my Facebook. And so I'm easily distracted, or like, I don't know, I was going to say the phone rings, but most people don't call me, they Facebook me. Or I'm like, oh look, my dog is cute, and I go and pet her. And what happens is if you leave it either in the water or on the thing too long, it's going to become like super, like, I don't know, like loose, and like you can't work with it. It's like working with, I'm trying to think of a comparison, but I can't. But
Jello?
Sorry?
Jello.
Yeah, it's like using Jello to wrap it up. You know, you don't want to do that. So be careful not to be like me. Learn from my mistakes and don't leave it. So basically, we're going to have Pete try one now. Looks like there's some mango on here. Oh well. All right, Pete, you're up. Do you remember what to do? So make sure it all gets in there. You're good? All right. So you have a bit of a tear. You're going to have to be careful with that. You should probably put the tear on the other side, actually. Yeah. So if you have a tear like on one side, it's usually best to put it on the like the far side, because by the time your roll gets there, it's already stuck together and everything. But if you put it on the side that's closer to you, then you're trying to roll it up with a broken wrap, which I've tried to do. It doesn't work. So Pete's doing pretty good here. Not 2, just 2. Or we're not going to make enough for everybody now. Yeah. You getting a little greedy? Oh geez, I'm ruining everything. Oh my god, okay. Let's see if you can recover. So do you remember, start with this side. It's a little bit problematic, people, but he might be able to pull it off. Mostly it's single-ended, but woo! All right. So why don't we have you see if cut them in half and see if some people want to try them, and then I'm going to keep making a few more.
Make one without mango. I can't eat mango.
Oh, okay. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to say, do you want cucumber?
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes you can also do things like put cucumber or other vegetables. Like you can even, I was thinking about it and I'm like, ooh, strawberry, pineapple. That might even be pretty good. Like there's lots of different things you can do with it. There's lots of things you can spiralize. when I first got my spiralizer, I went through a period where I tried to spiralize everything, but carrots did work best. So my husband's kids hate mango. It's inexplicable, but they also don't like salad dressing and everything else that makes life worth living. So I figure it's just kind of part of that. So I have a special request here from my mother-in-law to make her a cucumber one, and that's what I make for my husband's kids. Because for some inexplicable reason, they prefer cucumber to mango.
Why are you putting mango on there?
This one's not for you.
Oh, okay.
I haven't peeled the cucumber yet. I need to get a few of these under my belt first. So is there anyone else who wants to come and give this a shot?
No.
Kathy!
No, I want to eat one.
Or are you guys all too scared because you saw what happened to Pete?
I want to eat one.
I mean, even I'm screwing up a little bit, you know? So we have a couple of them here. So they may not all be beautiful. So the amount of stuff that I've prepared here usually makes enough for about like 18 of them. You know, if you need to take stuff for like, you know, a small potluck or even kind of a big one, then that works. Do you want to start serving? Oh, look guys, I was just about to make one without submersing it in the water. That would have gone really well.
Anybody like to try one?
We've got the dipping sauce as well up here.
The dipping sauce on the plate.
Oh yeah, let's do that too.
Which one do you do, John?
That's the gluten-free fancy one. So that's cool. Yeah.
She touched me, so want me to hold that for you?
So does anyone have any? Oh, there are questions. Although, do you have a question, or are you just saying you want one? Oh, okay.
That's the one I touched.
Does anyone have any questions about this?
You're welcome.
Like, Pamela, where did you get so wise? You know, things like that.
Thank you.
No, seriously, like, this is just like, I'm really lazy, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on my food. So this, and I also try to eat, you know, pretty healthy. Although, you know, I'm not like a raw foodist or gluten-free or, hey guys, or anything like that. But these are nice, and these are really, really fantastic in the summer as well. Because like in the summer, do you feel like eating like, you know, giant roasted whatever and, you know, cooked stuff? No, not really. So nobody else wants to try making one of these, huh? Like not Luis or anyone? Oh yeah? You're gonna try? Alright. So, I don't know how this works. I mean, I don't really have extra gloves, but I'm sure you can pull it off. What are you looking for? Yeah, there's just this. Here, use mine.
You okay?
Yep.
Yeah, so Luis here needs to learn how to cook for his vegan wife.
Done this before.
That's what's happening here. And what was
Do
I
you
gonna
mind
look
keep
for over
recording
here?
and I'm going to get pictures of
This is
her?
the regular.
Okay.
So what do you think, guys? Do you think Luis can pull it off? Does this guy have what it takes? Yeah? Oh, I need some more of the... Oh, Pete, you're not done. You're making more, because we need to make a whole bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
So come on, tag team with Luis, eh? So we're going to get the men to make our afternoon snack, ladies.
Yay.
Spilling like all over the place.
That's not a good thing.
You should see my kitchen. No, you shouldn't. Nobody need anything from me if they saw my kitchen. Okay, so Luis has made a classic beginner error. We'll see how this turns out. Luis's eyes are bigger than his stomach. So he's loaded it up a little too much. But now he's determined to show me, he's determined to prove me wrong. So we'll see how this goes. What do you guys think? Is he going to be able to pull it off? This isn't looking good, guys.
I would be so eager to play with me. Make generous portions.
I think he's going to eat this one. Like, I don't know how any of us would fit it in our mouths. Okay, I'll get your mind. So, why don't you hold up the cutting board so everybody can see what happens when you try to stuff it too full. So he had a good thought. He thought, you know what, I'm hungry. I'm going to see if I can fill it up a bit more.
Can't close the head.
Don't even try it. You got to be really careful with how much you put in. Can I interest anyone in these? We're going to keep making them, but we definitely have some interest back here. I'll bring them next time.
We'll try to redeem myself.
Does anyone want to eat Luisa's? Probably not, eh?
It's plentiful.
If you have like a fork and a knife and a bib, it's totally doable. Totally doable. I'm just going to move these He tried.
I will redeem myself.
Yeah? How's our water holding up over here? Yeah. So I've got some more water boiling. Did you like? Kathy, tell everybody what you thought.
It's awesome. It's so good. I want another one.
Okay, so Louise is demonstrating a lot more restraint
Good.
this time. Oh, he's only going to do one mango. He's scared.
It's a big one.
Oh, it's a big one now. Okay. See, this is what happens. This is why children and others sometimes need to learn to make their own mistakes first, because then when people are allowed to make their own mistakes, they don't make them again. So I think that Louise's second attempt is going to be a successful one. And Pete's done two! Amazing! All right, let's get those cut up and distributed.
I got some good pictures.
Look at this, guys! He pulled it off! Yay!
I want another one, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
But I want to. But I.
How's the peanut sauce?
It's so good. I'm eating it just like this.